Hey guys, I'm Jason, the creator of I Am Legion for Dying Light, both 1 and 2, and I'm here with another update for I Am Legion Reborn, and today I'll be showcasing Point 7, my latest release, where I am working entirely on fixing up some minor details left over from the biters and the special AI update, but then also moving into a new focus, which was on human AI inside the game. So one of the things that has been a little unbalanced for a while now with this update, or with this mod, is the idea that the humans are walking around the world and these AI are able to go take them on, and basically they're not able to do much about it just because of the numbers of zombies that are spawning in. So what I've tried to do is go in there and actually give all of our guys a fighting chance. So we do have the concept of more human AI throughout the world, and these different zombie killing machines, these bandits and survivors, will actually react a little bit better to the world now. I'm still working on some of the actual sensor code and detection logic to make them a little bit more intelligent. But as far as the system being able to allow these guys a more fighting chance in numbers and by weapons, I've done several updates here, and I hope to showcase some of those things to you. So we're going to start with the daytime area, and this is always a little bit more challenging because I have to actually go find these different groups inside the world. So let's see if we can find a group of bandits out here in the world, or at least a group of renegades, so I can show you some of their updated code. This update is also for the PK, so any human AI inside the game has been updated at this point to allow for at least a fighting chance against my updates and changes to the AI zombies. In future updates, I will be releasing new versions of the zombies themselves. So currently, I've been reviewing a lot of the code and how I currently have the system where the zombies are just chasing you. That is going to get updated here very shortly to where I'll actually be using custom groups of zombies to where they will respond a little bit better than just directly chasing you like you see now. So this is Survivor and PK. These guys are taking care of someone. Let me continue to shop around here and see if I can find our renegades. So here's a good group of guys to sample here. So we've now got archers that are spawning throughout the world that are going to be working to try to clear the streets. I've increased the speed of their arrow systems, and so a lot of these guys are going to be clearing the streets and walking down the streets to try to get loot and fight the PK. The balance between the PK and renegades in all the different encounters have been greatly increased, so now there's a much higher probability that you'll end up with a different reaction or a different result from the actual encounter. I've also written a couple of reinforcement encounters here, so if we have him go and summon reinforcements, this is based on a probability, but you can see here that reinforcements just showed up. And several of those guys are archers and heavies. So this is all moving towards the idea that soon we will no longer need to have the streets overpopulated with zombies, but instead we can start actually getting groups of humans doing the work for us, to where certain areas are well taken over by groups of human AI and are actually dangerous. For a lot of these reasons, with the update, I've made it to where you still can't pick up their actual weapons. So the idea is that based on the original spawn system, this is less likely for you to end up with just tons of bows and arrows and tons of overpowered weapons, but rather you have to actually go work for your weapons still and find weapons inside the environments. I've also removed the special infected from the daytime, so you no longer have to worry about special infected showing up and dying from the sunlight. That glitch has been removed. We also have a higher probability for goons to spawn in the map, and also these PK armoreds are also set to spawn at a much higher rate, so especially around bases. So you can see here's another example of where we have a very large number of bandits. With the nighttime, there's actually been quite a few changes. So for the nighttime, I've continued to try to balance these special infected with the different spawn systems. So we should have a lot more enemy zombies showing up on the streets. And then also the volatile has now been accurately added to the world. So you will now have volatiles showing up on the rooftops and down inside the streets. I have several YouTube videos of my development work where you can see other examples. They are pretty long for this 0.7 update, so I can't recommend going through all of that, but if you want to take a look, there is plenty of update material to see. So I tried to explain a lot of what I was doing and why I was doing it. The latest video is actually pretty long, but it should give a good idea of what values I've changed for this update to make a lot of these things happen. I will also mention that I'm not currently supporting any HUD mods in the sense that I'm not writing any myself. This is just the simple HUD mod, which removes a lot of that information from the game. So we'll give night a second to really set in. So once that infection timer starts to count down, we should be in official night. As you can see, the streets are starting to become more populated. Try to lose our tail here. Get back up to the street, or up to the rooftop, so we can see those other zombies start to spawn in. A couple of people have responded that they're having issues with their spawning values. So currently, for things like howlers and that kind of thing to properly spawn in the map, I would not recommend using any other mods at this time. I have worked on the, well, I said that the cages were fixed, but it looks like we still have the cage glitch. So those cages will still need work. Here's an example of a volatile that is spawning down on the street, and this isn't good. So you can see he's chasing me without a chase actually being started. Now the chase itself is started. Uh-oh. And as you can see, using mods like Simple HUD make this a lot more difficult to actually head towards safe zones. So you'll need to get up high so you can see right ahead. a couple of people have mentioned a howler glitch. As you can see, we have quite a few howlers on the ground. They are still meant to make this very dangerous to actually get down off the roofs and traverse the city on the ground itself. Oop, for that example. Oh, crap. Ugh. Almost made it. So this time we'll go ahead and respawn here at the base. We'll be able to see those values kind of take place closer to the bazaar. But essentially the idea here is that I want a lot of zombies to take place at night. I am going to start dialing back zombies during the day and start to drive forward more human interactions. At night, when you step out into the map, the world is completely changed, and that effect is what I'm trying to go for as far as especially if you're playing on co-op. I want this to be more of a challenge to actually get out and explore the map at night, especially if you have night missions. I think this will make the world a much more challenging environment. So we'll try to stay away from howlers. I have some additional code coming for updating our special infected to make them a little bit more intelligent. I've also upped our distances for the effect for the chemical and infected zombies, or toxic zombies. So if you're seeing those down inside the GRE centers, then just know that you will be greater affected by those, and you can see those also spawn out in the world. See if we can spot any of the volatiles on the rooftops. You should now have a good blend of spawns, so I basically have redone several of the spawn systems to where we should now have a good balance. I can also show this is the actual glitch zombie. So this guy, this howler is still in the game. This is based on a vanilla bug, and so I am aware that he's in the system. He's not actually supposed to be in the system at this point based on the code that's written, and so the only option I have at this point is to pretty much remove that actual event, to keep that event from occurring, so that he stops showing up. I know a lot of people have been annoyed by the fact that he's in there, and so I'm continuing to try to find a solution for that. Oof. That's not good. That's definitely not good. So thank you guys so much. Please check out the changelog for any of the additional updates. I can't wait for you guys to try this version. I really think that we have to build up pretty slowly here over the last couple of updates, to where I'm trying to round out as many of the bugs as possible, so that you guys can have a better experience, so that we're ruling out some of the glitches that are in the quests and actually make that more of a rewarding and intense experience for you guys, no matter your play style. So make sure to jump on the Nexus and download either the casual or ultimate survivor version of the mod. And that configuration update has been pushed back a little bit with all the discoveries that I've had for the special infected and for the humans, and so I'm still trying to get that update here shortly. But you should have a much more dangerous world with human interactions as well as zombies now, and I look forward to hearing what you guys are seeing down in the city. Thanks, guys.